Welcome to the Tradie Wife Life podcast, brought to you by Tradies in Business, where we talk to tradie wives about their goals, their challenges, their hopes and dreams, and how their trade business can help with that. Hello, listeners, and welcome back to the Tradie Wife Life podcast. I'm doing a solo episode today, and I have to admit, it's not something I'm particularly comfortable with. So I promise it'll be short, sharp, and shiny. And it's a great opportunity for me to bring you, I guess, some of the thoughts, the feedback, and answer questions from our own tradiepreneur community. As many of you will know, I have the fortunate position as working with tradies and their partners in our tradiepreneur community over at Tradies in Business. And we have some pretty typical and topical conversations as ladies about being wives or partners to tradies and what that might look like in the business. And so there are some pretty meaty opportunities for me to dig into some of the ideas or the thoughts or the questions that our ladies bring to the table. And I wanted to share one with you today. That's around social media, which you would know if you read the title, I'm sure, and you're probably rolling your eyes and thinking, why do I need to spell this out? What I do need to do for you today is unpack why social media is important for your trade business, how often you should be doing it, when you should be doing it, and what it should look like. So let's talk about why it's important to start with. Social media, particularly Facebook and Instagram, for most of your client bases, not all of them, we'll come back to that in a moment, have overtaken or are sitting quite close to Google as a search engine. So lots of our community members will jump into Facebook, pretty typically, sometimes Instagram, and search for plumber near me or plumber in Ipswich or plumber in Redfern, depending on where they're based. And that's your opportunity to pop up in their feed if that's who you are. So it's really important that we have a presence. If we don't have a presence there, they can't find us. Of course, that doesn't mean that they're not using Google. We should also be using Google's free marketing opportunity, which is Google My Business. Absolutely free. It can be a little challenging to set up, but stick with it because it's going to boost your organic rankings on Google as well, particularly on the map feature. So make sure that you're using that as well. And it gives a comprehensive coverage to you and your business so that people can find you. If people can't find you on social media, they're probably not going to reach out and they're going to make up things that fit the narrative that works for them. What we can't be informed on, we just make up. That's human nature, unfortunately. And so if they can't find you over on social media, they're just going to decide based on their own prejudices. For many people, unfortunately, because there's such a consistent negative narrative in and around the trades, that'll be that this tradie mustn't be any good, or something else equally as negative. So taking the time to set up these social media platforms can allow you the opportunity for your clients to see you and not have to make it up because we're going to give them all the answers to the questions they might like. Now, where do we post? This is an excellent question and it's not an easy one to answer. We need to post where our ideal client hangs out. Now, as part of the Tradiepreneur community, nearly all of our clients have been or will go through the process of identifying their target market. Your target market is usually the client or the style of job that is the most profitable and the most enjoyable. We tend to find that pretty typically they go hand in hand. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes it'll be a job you don't really like to do, but it's super profitable. And so you're happy to do it to reach the goals or the outcome that you're looking for within your business. And this is who we need to be targeting. So a great client avatar tool will help you understand the really innate parts of their personality. So it's going to ask really weird questions like, do they drink alcohol? What kind of alcohol do they drink? Where do they hang out and go to the gym? Do they have children? What kind of financial income bracket are they in? What kind of cars do they drive? What kind of shops would they shop at? This is to build a comprehensive understanding of who your target market is, because we can use a lot of that information subtly in our marketing to ensure that we are appealing to the right kind of clients. Now, why is this important? Because when you market to everyone, you market to no one. I'll give you two examples that I use really, really frequently. Number one is around, we did a world tour several years back, said tongue in cheek, because we actually only went to 4 capital cities. However, in our Tradies in Business world tour, where we were educating people on, I think we had like 51 app ideas or website ideas that would really help trade business owners. So we did a tour all around the major capital cities in the country, and we were in Melbourne. We were hanging out at St Kilda. There used to be Ridges there. It's a different kind of hotel now. And right next door, this was just back at the beginning of COVID, right next door was one of the biggest chemist warehouse pharmacies I have ever seen in my life. It had huge branding, something that was very bright, easy to see, consumable, and you couldn't miss it as you walked into this hotel. Now, fast forward through to halfway through it was like a 3-hour session. And midway through, we'd have a little tea and coffee break. And so during the tea and coffee break, I'd actually popped out to the bathroom to freshen up. And there were some other ladies in the bathroom from the session, one of which was talking about what a dreadful headache she had and how she's going to have to slip out of the meeting and go and find a pharmacy. And oh my goodness, that pharmacy is so far away and I don't know where to go and I'm feeling really stressed. And yet I was scratching my head, not quite understanding, because the lady had literally walked past the chemist warehouse as she stepped into the door of the Ridges. Now, there's no way you can miss that, except that in this particular case, this woman did not require a pharmacy. She didn't yet have a headache. She's not a regular medication user. And in fact, if I remember correctly, she didn't even have young children, the typical reasons many of us are at the pharmacy quite frequently. So even though she'd walked past the bright yellow and purple and red, I think it is, branding, she hadn't noticed it at all. And it was really in your face. It was one of the biggest stores I'd seen to that point. That's a perfect demonstration of not having the opportunity to capture the target market. So if your particular target market is an older couple and they're looking to refresh their kitchen, for example, in their home that has served their family for the last 30 years, and they want to refresh their kitchen, and you use things like families, young families with young children in your marketing, they're most likely to skip past it. They're less likely to see what you're putting out there than they are if you take the time to utilize people of their own age bracket or people of their age bracket and their adult children, and then maybe their grandchildren. So you can still have some kids in the ad, but it's framing it in the right way so that they can immediately identify when they see it that, oh, that's somebody just like me. The second opportunity that I laugh because this is my own personal story again. I don't eat McDonald's. I don't eat a lot of takeaway food at all. I don't enjoy it, haven't for very many years. And on the very rare occasion I have a hangover or I'm feeling a bit seedy after a good night out the night before, the very first thing I want is a crappy McDonald's coffee and a hash brown. And that is the only time I ever see those big yellow arches or I hear the McDonald's marketing either on the television or on the radio as I'm driving home or on the TV as I'm lying on the couch recovering with my hangover. It's the only time I actually hear it. And though I know I am inundated by it all the time because watching television with my adult children, they'll often say to me, oh, I could really go insert whatever burger they're talking about right now because an ad's just flipped by on the television and I haven't taken any notice of it. They're two really clear demonstrations of how advertising to your target market can attract the right person to you and that it's not offensive to anyone else. They just won't see it if they don't necessarily need it at that time. And so some of those subtleties that you can build into your marketing on social media or Google My Business through that deeper understanding mean we become more attractive. A picture says 1,000 words and it allows them to see themselves on your social media. So now we're getting into what we should be posting. The idea of all of these forms of media, no matter where they hang out, is so that you can build the know, like, and trust required for somebody to invest their money into your business. I don't know about you, but in my household, I make the decisions about what trades and when I require them. And I do a lot of research because I'm here on my own and I don't want somebody that I haven't laid eyes on coming into my home because it makes me feel uncomfortable. In most homes, the lady of the family is the decision maker, and generally they will be the person doing the research for the trade and the person at home when the trade needs to visit. Therefore, they need to be comfortable. They need to be able to see your business people's faces. So whether it's your partner's face or if you're the tradie, your face and the team members' faces, so that they can be comfortable with making a decision to utilize your services. This always also brings along that trust factor that is required before somebody's going to invest some money with you and your business to get an outcome. Trust is really hard to develop without photographic evidence. So, by that I mean, as I said before, a picture tells 1,000 words, and you can shortcut the copy that would be required to create that trust factor with a quick word and a very small caption. We don't need to be blogging anymore. Social media is teaching the consumers that a small caption and a picture is more than enough for them to start to feel comfortable. And it needs to be someone that they can then recognize when you come to their door or recognize cohesively when they head over to your website and they can see, yep, it's the same person. I feel comfortable. That doesn't mean that all of your posting on social media needs to be your faces. There just needs to be some of you in there as well. Those meet the team posts are fantastic for people to get to know you, and you could do one of those on a regular basis, even a monthly basis, just so everyone has the opportunity to reasonably consistently find your face. Now, most people on social media aren't going to be visiting your page every day. They're going to visit it before they decide whether they'll use your services or not. And so they'll use it as a research tool, flick back through some of the posts, think, yep, this is a reasonable business owner, or yes, they service my area, or yes, they do whatever service I require. Therefore, I'm going to reach out. So let's make it really clear. A couple of things we need to make clear where we service. I had a fantastic ad pop up for me recently on Instagram. It was for something that I really wanted. But when I dug a little deeper and I had to dig really, really deeply, I found that the service wasn't located anywhere near me. They couldn't help me. In fact, they were overseas. Because they hadn't done any work on their bio or their about information, it was really hard for me to identify whether they were close to me or not. You don't want people wasting your time. So let's make it clear in our bio or our about information where we're located, what kind of services we do. So is it emergency plumbing? Or do we do handyman services? Or are we builders that specialize in bathrooms or renovations or new builds? Let's make that information super clear so that we reduce the time wasters. And again, we go closer to the know, like, and trust. If we're telling them what we do, they're already beginning to build out some of that trust and they're learning about us, increasing the know part of the know, like, and trust. So let's make our bio super duper clear. Let's talk about the areas that we service. Could be really helpful for you to do a map. So if there's like a circular area that you do service or an area you can map out on a map as a visual, again, that's going to help do a lot of the communicating and the heavy lifting for you. So you could pop that onto your feed somewhere. And then in terms of posting, we don't need to post every day. In fact, if you want cut through on any social media these days, you'd have to post 3 to 5 times every single day so that the algorithm could actually continue to serve you up to the people that you might want to be served up to. Now, that's almost impossible. Nobody wants to spend all the time, the effort, the thinking, the taking photos of to do that. Instead, what we suggest is a couple of posts a week. Just 2 posts a week is more than enough for you to stack out your feed so that everybody has the required information when the time comes to do their research. Lots of your friends and family will be hanging out there as well. So it's okay that they're seeing it. You're not annoying them by doing the posts a couple of times a week, and you're giving enough context for somebody as they research so that they have the capacity to make the decisions that they need to make. So we don't need to be doing lots of posting anymore. Let's just remember, keep it short, sharp, and shiny. Do it a couple of times a week. Even once a week is more than enough to build out a bit of history so somebody can find you. What do we post? Well, when you think about the know, like, and trust, we want them to get to know us. So a little bit of your personal life is okay to post. If you're going on holiday with your family, for example, it's okay to post that or share a little bit about your family if you're comfortable to do so. That certainly goes a long way towards the know and the trust, and also the like, because many of us enjoy the same sorts of things. We can be posting about our team. So in the same way I referenced earlier, we could do a team bio once a month and introduce everybody over a period of time. We can keep recycling those posts because, as I said, most people won't be visiting your page every day or every week, and they won't get sick of seeing the content. Even if they've seen it before, it'll feel fresh and new to them. We want to post about the kind of services that we do. So again, visual is really important. If you're this is an example I use quite frequently. If you're an electrician and you actually clean up the little bits and pieces of stripped wire that you leave on the floor ordinarily, tell people about it. You might think it's boring and it's nothing special, and I guarantee you, consumer will be really excited. Likewise, if you're any other trade that cleans up after yourself, tell people. Tell people about what goes on behind the walls if you're an electrician or a builder or a plumber. Because as a consumer, I never get to see behind the walls. I want to be able to see what kind of work you do and the integrity that you demonstrate because your work is neat and tidy. All of the stuff that you are asked when you go to do a quote or during a project, so any of those frequently asked questions that you have, they make absolutely fantastic posts that you can use on your socials. And they do, again, a lot of the heavy lifting for your sales process so that a client might understand what your process is before they reach out. And to that end, documenting what your process looks like with your business. This is how you contact us. This is the hours we're available. This is what will happen after we do a site visit. If you've got an elongated quoting process, you can post about any of those things to keep people educated and informed, which will reduce the tire kickers, more likely align and attract with your target market, and give you the opportunity for less friction once you do actually start to attract these clients because they already understand what your process is. Likewise, it's a great place to point them back to during your sales process with any of the in-sales process marketing that you do. You just pop a link into your Facebook page, or you can pop a little photo of the post that you've done previously to explain. So, very quick summary for you today, a few ideas why we should be posting on social media. It's absolutely crucial for people to be able to find us and to know, like, and trust us. Where we should be posting, that comes down to who our demographic is, who are we talking to. For some of us, it'll be Facebook and Instagram. For others of us, it'll be TikTok, or it might be Houzz or Pinterest, or it could be the newspaper or the local bowls venue. Depends where your people are hanging out. We want to make sure that we're attracting the right ones and not the wrong ones. How often do we need to do it? Just once or twice a week is more than sufficient at the moment, so long as there's some information that people can find. And what should we be posting? Let's answer some Q&As. Let's give them information about who we are. Let's document what our process is so that they can find us. And don't forget to share a bit of your personal where you can. Hope this was helpful for you. I'm going to be bringing you more of these solo episodes. They will be short and sharp, much like today's. If you've got a question that you would love answered by myself or by Warwick and I, as we keep working through our He Says, She Says episodes, please feel free to reach out via social media. You can find me on Instagram at Tradie Wife Life, and the same over on Facebook. Thanks for listening.